Hello, fellow penguins and friends from all over the world. So, I just have to tell you about this story and this encounter that I had probably 2 weeks ago now. So, we've been studying quite a bit about communion and really the intimacy of communion and how I think that's been lost in a lot of believers today. And I know for me it was lost as well. And really talking about the intimacy of communion. And so I've been really studying through this and pondering it. And about 2 weeks ago, I'm on a flight from Houston to Dallas, Southwest flight, and I'm in the plane, nothing else to do. And I say, what, I'm just going to pray, and I'm going to go into the Spirit in my prayer time. And so all of a sudden, I close my eyes, and suddenly I am at this wonderful, expensive restaurant, at this table. At this restaurant, and Jesus is right across from me, and I knew instantly this was a date. I mean, it was like a very, very expensive restaurant, and it was a date. And I'm looking across the table at Jesus, looking at him in the eyes, and it's like these eyes that he is just lost in love, like you see in the movies. It's that kind of a look. And he's just grinning, goofy grinnings, ear to ear. And all of a sudden, he motions with his eyes, like to look down at my plate. And it's kind of like, And I look down, and I'm almost kind of freaked out with what I see, because on my plate, literally, is this hunk of skin. And I know it's kind of gross, but it's pretty wild. It's this hunk of skin with like 2 inches of like meat underneath it. And it's like it's been just literally cut out of something, and it's thrown on my plate. And it is living. It's almost like it's breathing and it's alive, and I can see it almost breathing. And I'm almost like scared to eat it. I don't know what to do with it. And then Jesus just excitedly says, "Go ahead, come on, eat it." And so I cut into it with my knife, and I take a bite of it, and it is like honey in my mouth, and it like absorbs into my mouth, and I can feel it just like absorbing into my body, and I'm getting stronger, and all of a sudden it's like I go, bah, like my muscles pop out, and it's like it strengthens me like I've never encountered before. And I look over at Jesus just with this amazement, and he's like, "See, pretty good, huh? Pretty good, huh?" And I'm just like astonished with what I'm seeing. And then again, he looks down, motions with his eyes, and I see this massive glass of wine, this big old glass of wine. And he's like, by this time, he is just almost jumping up and down, laughing and excited, saying, "Go ahead, drink it, drink it." And so I just take the whole glass and I just drink the whole thing. And instantly I am drunk. But it is not like, that slobbering, falling down drunk that you sometimes see with folks. It's that giggly, having the time of your life kind of feeling. And as soon as I get that, he stands up and he grabs me by the hands, and he just twirls me around. And literally we're like up into the air, twirling, and the roof is gone, and we're like now into the sky. And we've got each other, we have each other by the hands, and we're just laughing and giggling. And he just, all of a sudden, he kisses me on the lips, which is just strange. And then he's got my hands, and he like, extends them out like this, and we like crash into each other. But instead of like bumping off like this, it's like we go through each other and out the other side. And as Jesus comes out the other side of me, it's like he 180s, grabs my hands again, and it's like we stretch out, and he pulls us back in, and it's like we just keep crashing in as we're spinning around higher and higher up into the air. And every time we crash through each other, it's like my joy and my love just increases exponentially every time. And it was the most intimate experience and encounter that I think I've ever had. And it's almost embarrassing, like, to talk about, because it's, and even the word talks about how it's almost the intimacy of knowing each other biblically, like almost intercourse as a husband and a wife. And I know that's crazy to say, when we're talking about communion and that stuff, But that is the level of intimacy that we had. And we just continued in this spiral, crashing through each other, laughing and giggling, and the joy just, like I said, it just increased exponentially. And then all of a sudden I opened my eyes and dang it, I'm back in that plane, sitting in the seat of a Southwest flight. But it just astonished me that was communion. And folks, that is the intimacy that we encounter. That is the marriage with Christ. So every time we take communion, and every time you take communion, instead of just wallowing in your sin and how wretched you are, yes, we accept the forgiveness, but I want you to go 100 steps beyond that in your communion and actually encounter the intimacy that he has given us, that he has actually already healed our bodies, and that he has cleansed us with his blood, which is represented in the wine. And now we have an amazing intimacy and joy with him that we can take with us everywhere we go. So I just wanted to encourage you guys today to just be intimate with the Father and with Jesus in your love and your joy, and just worship him and praise him, because it is an incredible journey that I hope and pray that each one of us get to experience every single day. So have an awesome day and have a blessed week, and I can't wait to talk to you all later.